First Nations aren't American citizens. Now, let that sink in for a second. First Nations aren't American citizens. This is despite the fact that First Nations were there before America became America. These are oral arguments on birthright citizenship that Donald Trump signed an executive order getting rid of birthright citizenship in the United States. And that means if you were naturalized or if you're born in the States or if you're First Nation, he signed an executive order to get rid of your citizenship. So you can be deported or you won't be allowed to vote. But this is the argument that the White House is using against First Nations. First Nations are nations unto themselves. And the White House argument is, because they are nations unto themselves, their allegiance is to their nation. And as such, their allegiance isn't to the United States. That's why it doesn't make them a United States American citizen. Let that sink in for a minute. They want to get rid of First Nation citizenship, claiming that their allegiance is to their nation and not to the United States government. This would explain all of the concentration camps being built all over the United States. It's for naturalized and United States born citizens and First Nation people that are about to lose their citizenship. Because their original claim was to make these camps for immigrants and dangerous illegals. But they already deported all of those people. So who are these camps really for? What's going on in the United States is crazy. And it's not being covered by mainstream media. Sometimes it is, like the oral arguments that I'm listening to now. But the vast majority of what's going on in the States is not covered in our Western media. You have to go to outside sources and outside media from overseas to know what's going on in the United States. But anyways, stay deadly. Just simply crazy.